Adopt a Native Elder program exists to support and sustain traditional Navajo elders over the age of 75 who live on the reservation in northern Arizona and southern Utah. And the primary focus is on delivering the items that they need to sustain their traditional lifestyle. So it's food, medical supplies, and everyday necessities.
Well, we are a real non-profit. We take in Navajo rugs and we provide yarn so they can weave the rug to help them sustain themselves in their traditional way. And in doing so, then we buy the rug after we've provided the yarn for it. Our whole premise is on them receiving the money for their rugs.
Ethics are really the foundation of the Adopt a Native Elder program. For our work, it's really trust that has been the foundation for everything that we've done for more than 30 years.
We need to build the trust of the elders on the reservation who we serve, the trust of the volunteers who help us to deliver the food and pack food here in our warehouse, and also the trust of people who donate to our organization.
Our goal has always been to support the traditional Navajo elders in the way that they would choose to be supported. And that starts with them really letting us know what kind of food they'd like to eat and receive, what kind of everyday necessities they use and how they use them so that we can provide them in a way that best fits their needs. When we weren't meeting some growth metrics that some foundations wanted to see, we really had to evaluate whether we wanted to grow for growth's sake in order to be more financially sustainable, or to do a better job of supporting the elders who are already in the program. We really decided to focus on individual donors and creating those long-term relationships that would allow us to support the elders that we had sustainably for a long period of time, keep meeting their changing needs, and then grow from that point sustainably. One of the biggest effects of that was actually the COVID-19 pandemic.
It was the first time in 35 years that I couldn't go to the land. And I had this warehouse filled with food and everything. And we had people signed up all over the country and in Europe coming to do these food runs. And I had to make that call to cancel your hotels, your reservations. And also I had to look at all the money that was spent and nothing was leaving here. And yet every one of those elders was counting on that food.
When the pandemic really hit the Navajo Nation hard and some of the highest case rates and death rates in the world were on the Navajo reservation, having those long-term bonds that we were able to forge with individual sponsors allowed us to pivot and provide really needed COVID-19 support, whether it was personal protective equipment, food certificates for family members to provide for their elders, firewood to heat their homes.
And yet financially for us, with 800 elders, it was a tremendous amount of money, besides the fact that we had already spent it and had it in food sitting here. I think those are the things that you never think will happen to you after 30-some years, but it happened.
Through that, we were able to grow in a way that not only benefited the Adopt a Native Elder program, but really made a bigger difference in the lives of the elders that we care about.
We're here to serve people, and people are what matter to us, not the profits and not the money. And as long as we always keep that in mind, that every $25 that comes into our organization, a $25 food certificate is being sent to somebody who needs it, and that's food in their stomach, and it sustains them in a healthy way. That's important to us.